Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? NoZoupForYou here, and we're going to take a look at the Tier 5 Brazilian battleship Rio de Janeiro. This was a dreadnought battleship built in the 1910s by Great Britain for the Brazilian Navy. Now, I like a good Tier 5 every now and then. I play Kamikaze R a lot. It's fun. Giulio Cesare, another excellent seal clubber. You've got other ships like the Agincourt, which I think kind of went under the radar, though it has great secondaries. So I'm always on the lookout for just a nice Tier 5 ship to kick back and relax with. And that's what I use Tier 5 for. A lot of people that have been playing a long time spend the majority of their rounds in Tier 10, the high tiers, but really, if you want to just kick back and relax, it's nice to drop down to the lower tiers every now and then. So I'm always on the lookout for that next Giulio Cesare or Kamikaze R, or just, it doesn't even have to be that good, just a ship I really enjoy and have a lot of fun with down at Tier 5. So this ship just came up for sale for doubloons and coal. I think it's right around 9,000 doubloons or so. And if you want it for coal, which I would take that route because you get a little discount on, right about 50,000 coal, a very paltry sum. So you can pick this up on the cheap. And I have to admit, it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. I mean, it's a very pretty looking dreadnought. The camouflage on it's very nice. I think they did a good job with that. I'm just going to talk about some of its attributes and pros and cons. And, you know, you're not risking a lot picking up a Tier 5 ship. You really aren't. I mean, they don't cost a lot, and most of the time the premiums that they put out are pretty decent, or at least serviceable, which this one definitely is, and I've enjoyed it so far, and I think many of you are going to enjoy it as well. It's fun. It's really fun. It's slow, but it's fun. So first, let's talk about some of the attributes of this ship. Survivability, you've got 48,400 hit points. Your artillery, now this is going to be the main draw for this ship. You have 7 double turrets of 305mm guns. You've got a lot of guns. You've got 14 guns. You line those suckers up on a poor cruiser that's anywhere within 13 or 14 kilometers of you. Bad things are going to happen. Disgusting things. Now, the best way to compare this ship might be with the Agincourt. Definitely not the Giulio Cesare. That's still god tier. It's at a level of its own. But this ship is very similar to the Agincourt. I'd say it has better guns, but not as good secondaries. The secondaries on this ship, let's just say it's not a secondary ship. I mean, they'll do their job up close and personal. They'll start fires, but I mean, you have to be in a brawl in order to get those things popping up and make any use of them. So I wouldn't count on your secondaries at all, or build this ship out for a secondary build. Of course, you've got airstrike, you got your depth charges. Maneuverability on this ship, you're looking at a max speed of 23.1 knots. Yes, I would highly advise using brisk if you have the commander points to do that. Turning circle radius 670 meters with a rudder shift time of 13.4 seconds. This ship's not fast. It takes a long time to get started and up to speed, but that's not a surprise for a dreadnought down at Tier 5. Concealment, you're looking at 12.9 kilometer detectability range by sea. So you can get spotted fairly easy on this. The good thing is your guns, by the time you get spotted, whoever spots you is going to be in range of your guns, so it might not be a good thing that they're spotting you. So the range on your guns are they're right around 16 kilometers, 16.1. Reload time 31 seconds, so it seems like a slow reload. It is a slow reload, but you've got a lot of guns, so anything faster would be a little unfair. So that is the Rio de Janeiro in a nutshell. Those are the statistics and the things you might want to know about. I'm just going to walk you through how I set up my 21-point captain for this ship. Set gun feeder, just to switch back and forth between AP and HE if I need to, for those for those poor destroyers that might wander close to you. Again, I would not advise doing that if you're in a destroyer. Do not get up close and personal with this ship if they've got HE loaded. It will only wind up badly. I took emergency repair specialist. You'll want to grease the gears to get those guns moving faster because they do move very, very slowly. So that little bit of extra speed does help, especially if you have to change from port to starboard. Brisk, you do want. It's a nice little speed boost, that 10%. Please use that. I took basics of survivability over adrenaline rush. I would suggest doing that because you do stand a chance to be on fire a fair amount. And then lastly, I took emergency repair specialist, concealment expert, and fire prevention expert. And that is how I have my ship built out. I feel it works fairly well. Again, this is not a secondary ship. Don't waste time on secondaries. Don't waste time on anti-aircraft either because you don't have any at all. None. So that is one big con of this ship. You need to be careful in rounds with aircraft carriers because they can attack you with mere impunity. So stick close to your buddies in that situation. So what is to like about this ship? Well, as I said already, it's got guns galore. It's got a ton of guns. It's got guns that hurt. So you're going to be able to depth strike cruisers that are up close and personal, and you're going to be able to wreck battleships up close and personal. So the guns make this ship fun. If you like battleships, this is the ship for you. Really, talking about the pros, I mean, it's got decent armor. I mean, it's a dreadnought battleship at tier 5. If you know how to play the game, if you know how to play battleships, you're going to do really, really well in this ship. I mean, it plays comfortably. Let's put it that way. So, I mean, I could go on, but yeah, it's a good ship. Cons, obviously the anti-aircraft capabilities of the ship, which are nil. You're slow, you're unwieldy, you seem to catch fire very, very easily. You're not a secondary ship, but all these cons that this ship have do not in any way outweigh the pros of this ship. They do not diminish the aspects of this ship. So, is this ship fun? Is this ship for you? Well, again, if you've got extra coal laying around or you feel that you're never going to be able to attain the insane amounts of coal needed for the high-tier ships, use that 25% off coupon and get this ship for about 40,000 coal. You've probably got that amount sitting around already. I think it's worth it. I don't think it's a waste of coal to use this ship. I wouldn't purchase it for doubloons, though, because it's available for coal. I would save the doubloons for something else. Because it is almost 10,000 doubloons. I would definitely save your doubloons. But if you got the coal laying around, if you've got the coal and the burning sensation to drop down to a lower tier to have some fun, I would pick this ship up. Definitely worth it. You can slaughter cruisers in this ship. You can slaughter destroyers in this ship. You can hold your own against just about any other battleship in this ship. So, Rio de Janeiro. Fun. Very, very fun. Definitely a decent pickup at tier 5 to kit back and relax and forget about the high tier hullabaloos and everything else, the stress of high tier gameplay. It's a fun ship to kick back and relax in. So just a quick review of the Rio de Janeiro. If you've got it, want to know your thoughts on it, what you think about it, and I will catch you all on the flip side. Zoop out.